just as I promised, here's how to apply for Cambly and Cambly Kids. It's a lot of information. Use my code, and it's going to take you to start tutoring on Cambly. You can choose how you're going to sign in. It could either be Facebook, Google, Apple, however you prefer, or you can just type in an email, and a password. Once you type in your email and your password, you're going to go to create account right here. You see this here? Now it tells you you are about to start an amazing journey. So then you choose your country. For me, it's United States. Now, just because your country is on here does not mean you're going to be accepted. This is just standard. Choose your country. And yes, they can find out by your IP address. So if you're trying to just say that you're somewhere else, they'll look at your IP address and see where that's pinging from. Now, like I said in another video long, long ago, maybe if you have a VPN, you can get away with it. But someone had commented and said that no, it does not work. Hey, I've never tried it because I do live in the United States. But if you don't live in the United States and you happen to have a VPN, then you would think that would work. But here's the catch. When you're pinging on a VPN, it may not always ping from the same location. You see what I mean? So then they go by your IP address. So if you're somewhere that's not going to be accepted, then it's going to just prohibit you from tutoring. But hey, it's worth a try. If it works for you, I'd love to see it. But after you put in your country and your state, this is me. And look, it says we're temporarily limiting the number of new tutors we welcome to Cambly to protect our current tutor schedules. Profile processing times may take longer than usual. So right now it's almost Christmas time in the United States, in any country that observes Christmas as a holiday, as a national holiday. Hey, tutors are on here getting that Christmas money, that extra money. I'm on here too. I'm doing the same thing. But there's a lot of people that are on here right now. And so when they know they have a plethora of tutors, then they slow down the hiring process because they know that tutors that have been inactive, they're probably just now active again. They keep Cambly in their back pocket, like I do, so that they can use Cambly to get that extra side money when they need it. So holidays, birthdays, emergencies, whatever it is, because Cambly pays every week. You don't have to work and wait 2 weeks for a paycheck, or you don't get paid monthly. You actually get paid every single week. The deposit hits my account every Tuesday around 11 a.m. Every Tuesday. So keep that in mind when you do apply. So they give you the warning down there, but hit continue. And look, where do you want to start? Dun, 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 dun. You can come back to sign up for both platforms later. So have no fear. If you chose one and not the other, you will be able to come back and add the other one. Okay. So where do you want to start? If you're going to do regular Cambly, which is 18 and up, students, now they say 18 and up, but I'm going to tell you that you will get kids on there too. Not as many kids because Cambly Kids is strictly for 17 to like the youngest I've had is like, I think I had a 2-year old one time. I think they were really ambitious with that one. But normally, the average, very, very young age I see is like 4. You might get a 3-year-old every once in a while. I have had a lot of 3-year-olds because I actually have on my profile that I specify in students that have zero English, like super duper beginner. So I do get 3-year-olds and whatnot. I love it. I love it because I know how to get them to talk. And I'm going to share all those tips with you with my Cambly series. So you pick where you want to start. Cambly Kids, you get 20. Ooh, I wish it was $20 a minute or an hour at that. But you get 20 cents a minute with Cambly Kids, which comes to $12 an hour. And with regular Cambly, oh my gosh, I haven't been on regular Cambly so long. It comes to $10 an hour. So if I'm just doing all this off the top of my head, so whatever the per minute rate is, the regular Cambly comes to $10 an hour. Okay, $12, $10 an hour, $12 an hour, $10 an hour. So where do you want to start? I've had a lot of people ask me about Cambly Kids, but for the sake of this video, we're gonna start with regular Cambly because once you have regular Cambly, then at least you can get started with the adults and then come back and apply for the kids, or you can do, you know, both mixed up. There, if you're more into the free talk world, you definitely want to do Cambly, regular Cambly, which you will get kids sprinkled in there because there's some parents that don't want to pay because it costs extra for them to have Cambly Kids. So some parents, they just choose to put their kids on regular Cambly, which is they don't have those lesson plans like they have in Cambly Kids, but they just do it. Maybe they just really want to specifically just do free talk. So they just pay for regular Cambly for free talk. So if that's what you want to do and you just want to be a free talk, just a conversational tutor, then do regular Cambly. Now, if you want some lessons to go off of every single class, do Cambly Kids. Okay. Mind you, there are parents that are in Cambly Kids that they will sometimes say, oh, for today, let's not do a lesson. Let's just do free conversation. Let's do free talk. That does come up. So just be forewarned. I'm just, my job here is really just to prepare you and give you the honest scoop. I'm not trying to make anything sound sugary sweet. I'm not trying to make it sound like what it is not. But you will get those parents that don't even want you to go off the script. They just want you to just have a conversation. And then over here, you'll have some that want to pull in a lesson, which is fine. They have lessons that you can even choose from and pull in, which I am going to show you guys in this Cambly series that I'm going to do. But let's just start with Cambly, regular Cambly. Welcome to Cambly. Now, look, on behalf of Cambly students, we're so happy you're here. Speaking English with the foreigner can be intimidating, but with your warmth, patience, and guidance, the students the students you meet will be chatting with confidence in no time. The Cambly Tutor sign-up process takes about 15 minutes and will guide you through each step. There you go. It's really self-explanatory. So, look, that's your welcome. That's where you're at. You're on the welcome page. Now they have your sign-up checklist, your Cambly profile, which is what you're going to build, your supplemental questions, and your connection test. You have to have a connection test every time you use Cambly. It's required. It's not even something that you have an option to do. When you sign in and you get ready to take calls, before it allows you to take a call, it tells you to do your connection test. And if your connection is too slow for their system, they will not let you pass the test to take those calls because they want there to be quality in the video connection. They don't want to have the students thinking that it's Cambly that's raggedy. Not saying your connection is raggedy, so to speak, but I have had some raggedy connections, which is why I switched service providers because the connection was raggedy. Where there was a lot of freezing, and then there was times where I just didn't have internet when I needed it the most. I switched service providers. So you are going to be required to do a connection test every time, not just to sign on, but they'll tell you here what your checklist is. So click on Cambly profile. Now look, click on the profile picture to upload a new one. Add your display name and location. Record a 1 to 3 minute introduction video to help students get to know you. Now, your introduction video when you do this, that's what they're going to look at to decide if they're going to go ahead and approve your tutor account. So it's not necessarily hiring you, it's approving you, or should I say approving, accepting you to be a tutor. So you really want to keep it short and sweet and bring your A game. Now, look, they have examples here. Look at this example. This is Molly. So take note of Molly's background, her presence, her demeanor on how she's really just talking about herself. She's just telling them her name, where she's from, her experience, how many years she's been teaching, her education, and your introduction can be just this simple. It doesn't just don't overcomplicate it. Okay. Now let's look at another example. You could tell this is a kid's teacher because he has his background decked out. And he's pretty much doing the same thing that the first person was doing. He's talking about his experience. He's even mentioned how many children, or actually students, that he's taught, which I was impressed. He said he taught over 40,000 students. Wow. So he has a lot of experience. And so he's using this opportunity to really just let them know how experienced he is in different age groups. And here's another example on here. You'll have time to go through and look for yourself. Okay, so you can go through here and see all these examples on videos. They're going to use your video. And look, the best videos are natural and unscripted so students know what they can expect from a lesson with you. Now, if you want to know more tips, you click here to get tips on how to build your profile. So it tells you make a catchy introduction video. So look, they have everything you need here. We suggest recording a 1 to 3 minute introduction video. Dress code. The most successful tutors are thoughtful of all cultures. So yes, I would never tutor in tank tops. Never. My shoulders and my arms are always covered. I mean, I do short sleeves, but I have tattoos. So most of the time, if I'm doing a short sleeve, I make sure my tattoos aren't showing. Like I do a long short sleeve, not the really short, girly short sleeves. I'll do like a 3/4 length sleeve, but I try to cover my tattoos because there are cultures that would frown on that, and I want to be universally seen as a professional teacher. So keep that in mind. If you have tattoos like on your neck, on your chest, on your shoulder, you want to wear clothing that's going to cover that up. That's something to really think about if you are tatted up. Now look at your video quality, your lighting, your audio. Show off your personality. It says even the privacy policy, they give you little tips here on when you're doing your video. It says do not include photos of any other person besides yourself in order to protect their privacy. Now, I've never seen an edited tutor video. I've never seen it. And I've actually heard some people say that if their video was all edited and fancy and had music playing and other pictures and stuff, that they were denied. I have heard that from a lot of people. So I honestly suggest, even though it says it here, I ask that you refrain from doing that for the best chances of them seeing your natural teaching self and you getting accepted. That's what the goal is, okay? So look, they have some tips here on creating an outstanding profile, basic information, profile picture, introduction, teaching style. These are all the things that you're going to have to fill out on your profile. So think about that. What are you going to tell them about you? And then what is your teaching style? They're going to have different options for you. So you don't really type this out. They're going to have options for you to choose from, and you're going to have to upload a profile picture. Something professional is what they suggest, and they want your background to look nice. So not something is more like a like from the shoulders up. Not like a whole body whatever doing something fun or you know, just professional. Just not think about it. You are servicing an assortment, an array of different cultures. So just keep it professional because some parents will be looking for teachers that are professional for their kids because they might think, okay, this teacher is a little too, I don't want to say goofy, but a little too, mm, what's a good adjective? Let's just say too playful. I have actually gotten that. Like they love my teaching, but I've had some parents that are like really, really strict and they say, oh, my student loves your class. Could we maybe not let them play so much? And my approach, and this child is young, this child is like 4. And my approach with the little ones is we learn through playing because they're doing vocabulary. And when I messaged them back, I said, oh, yes, I will incorporate more activities that are based off of the lesson at hand. I do like to add in puppetry and other props to engage them and keep them excited for the lesson. However, I will always encourage vocabulary and conversation to keep everything natural. And so they're always talking and using their words. And I asked them, how does that sound? And they were happy with that. They were actually happy with that. It was actually mom was pleased with how I was doing it exactly the way I was doing it. Dad wanted me to be a little bit more serious. So you'll get that. So keep that in mind. Different cultures, okay? And then your languages that you speak, work experience, and education. Now remember, Cambly requires all tutors to be native English speakers. I've gotten the question a lot about South Africans, and although you might have spent your whole entire life speaking English, most of the time, I would say 95% of the time, when they see that you're a tutor from South Africa, they might deny your application before even because they deal with so many applicants, so many people are trying to get approved with Cambly. So before they even delve deeper into your profile and everything else that you put in there, they may deny you just because of your area, your region, because English is one of the languages spoken, but is not the native language. It's just a common language that is spoken. So I wish that they would kind of consider that so many people speak English in South Africa, but they really look at everything as a whole and they consider grammar and any other types of quirks that might throw a student off because a teacher is from a certain region. So then they tell you about passing the connection test. I've completed my profile. Now what? Then it says after completing your profile, it will be under review. It may take anywhere from 1 day to a few months. Yeah, I know you don't want to hear that, but it is possible. When I got onto Cambly back in 2018, I believe, when I got onto Cambly back then, it took like 3 days, 3 or 4 days for me to hear back. Because of the time of year that it is, it's possible that you wouldn't hear anything until 2025 because it's already December of 2024. So it is quite possible that you won't hear anything until everything starts to slow down again. People are not needing the holiday money. They're not recovering from Christmas. Some people overdo it. I never do, but some people overdo it. And they're not trying to recover. So maybe February, especially in the United States where people are starting to get taxes back and they don't need the Cambly money so much, then you might, when they see things kind of wane down a little bit, they might start going down the list. Be like, okay, let's see who we got. We're temporarily limiting the number of new tutors we welcome to Cambly in order to protect our current tutor schedules. See, they tell you again in bold. But it doesn't hurt to apply, you know? You don't know until you know. So I would say, this is something you want to do, go for it. Just go out there, get your application in the queue, because trust me, there is a queue. So go ahead and get in there, and you have a higher chance of getting approved. So let's go back. So remember when it said that you can come back and you can choose to tutor for Cambly kids? Down here, it's really small, little inconspicuous, but look, tutor for Cambly kids. So let's see what that looks like. Now that we saw the adult Cambly side and that application process, let's see what this looks like. Blot out. So look, they give you the same schmeal and they tell you it takes about 15 minutes and we'll guide you through each step. Now, look, the checklist is a little bit longer. It's a little longer because you're going to build your profile just like the other. You're going to answer supplemental questions just like the other. But dun dun dun, demo lesson. You have to do a demo lesson. They will provide you the slides. Let's see if it'll let us look at an example. So I'm skipping all the steps so you can see an example of a demo lesson. So you're still going to go through all the other steps. And the additional part for Cambly Kids is the demo lesson. Okay. So let's look at the lesson slides. See these slides? So they give you all the slides. Look through these slides so you can study. Now, I'm going to give you like a little heads up. When I applied for Cambly Kids so long ago, the slides were not available for the demo lesson. I had to have, what I did, I had them downloaded on, I think I had it on another, well, it was another device. I had them downloaded and I had it pulled up on another device, albeit your cell phone. If you download that bad boy on your cell phone, like save it to your computer and send that file to your cell phone so that you have those slides, so that you are prepared. Go through these slides and practice what you would say. So you have shapes and colors. Then it tells you this one, this one, this one, this one. Look, it tells you up here there's going to be 8 slides, right? Slide 6, slide 7, slide 8. Okay, 8 slides. Now, they want to see how you are going to teach those kids. So now we saw the demo slides, right? Now let's go and see an example. In this example, I don't know why, for some reason, none of my recordings showed the sound, or should I say had the sound, but at least you can see she has her background all set up. She's using TPR, which I'm going to explain that in another video. There's just so much to pack. Yeah, I do the ear thing video. So I'm going to break it down for you. I'm going to teach you guys all of that. Make sure that you're speaking at a comfortable tone. I suggest you have a few props. Even if you're not a continuous prop teacher, I suggest you have some props. You need to stand out so that you can be accepted into the Cambly Kids side. So that's an example right there. That's it. That's it. She did a really good job. Not my style, but she did good. So you have to find your own style. I'm going to do a video where I'm going to show you how I do it. You're going to be able to see this when you go to apply to see how teacher Jenny does it. You may even find other videos on how other teachers do it. Now, when you're in Cambly Kids, the stuff that she's using, I am blank years old. Some of those are built into the lesson, but for the sake of the demo, oh yeah, she's pulling it all out, showing them everything that she's capable of. I love it. I'm here for it. From beginner, from the zero speaking English students to the super advanced students. I love every bit of it. So that's the difference between Cambly Kids and Cambly. They call it Cambly Classic. You see how it's down there? If you want to switch back, like say you went to Cambly Kids and you're like, oh no, I'm not ready for this. I'm not doing all that. Look, boom, go back to Cambly Classic and fill that out. And so that's how you can do it when you go to the application process. So don't forget to go down into the description of this video. I know it was a long video, but I want it to be informative for you. Watch this as many times as you need. Go down to the description and get my code and jump on there and apply and get into the queue. And you might be surprised. Maybe for Christmas, you would get an invite to teach on Cambly. Maybe for New Year's, you would get an invite to teach on Cambly. But I am confident that your time will come. Okay. I just don't know when because this is the time of year where so many tutors are like packed like sardines on Cambly. So, me being a regular, I'm even getting students that I've had years ago. You know, the video I posted where I said, oh my gosh, a student that I had a year and a half ago found me. I had them almost 2 years ago, and they found me, and now I'm tutoring their little brother. And I just looked on my schedule today and saw that now big sister, I guess she just couldn't take it anymore. And she convinced her parents to allow her to have classes with me because she said, Miss Lala, I want to be with you forever. And she's like 13, 12, 13. They live in Saudi Arabia. She's like 12, 13, and she said she really has a lot of studying. She really doesn't have time, but she must have convinced her parents because she's on my schedule all week next week. Oh my gosh. That 30 minutes is going to be like, oh. So once you get on there and you get started, oh my goodness, find me. Find me. I'm going to show you guys more. There's so much I want to talk about. You can find me on Cambly and we can chat on video and I will help you. I will give you tips. I will show you all types of stuff. Once you get approved, find me and let's chat. I hope this was helpful for you guys. Let me know what else you would want videos on. There is a whole series coming. A whole series. This is just the beginning, my friends. Okay, best friends. TTFN.